Yo! What's up, everybody? A super fly fat guy, 859, coming at you again. And today I'm actually coming at you with a review of the Kershaw Cryo 2. I just want to throw some specs at you because I'd really like to just get into my opinions more than anything, but I know people like to know specifications and things of that nature. So, overall length, 7 3/4 inches. Blade length, 3 1/4 inches. It is 8CR13, that infamous China steel. It's a drop point, hollow grind, which I don't usually like, but I do in this knife. Let's see, stainless steel handle. Ooh, the weight, 5.5 ounces. I hate to be one of those guys, but I mean, weight matters to me. You wouldn't think it, but but it does it in a pocket knife. I just don't like all that weight bouncing around in my pocket, or even if it's clipped in my pocket. I don't like all that weight, weighing my pockets down. I don't like it. So that's like one of 2 gripes that I have about this knife, and that's really it. Overall, I mean, if you want to just stop it here, I love it. I really, really do. The one thing that I love, and I think it's pretty obvious with everybody's opinion, man, it fits my hand so much better than the first Cryo. The first Cryo, like, would have cut off like up here, and I just barely got a 4-finger grip on it, and my finger was like smashed up against this flipper, which kind of turns into a finger guard. So overall, I mean, I love the way it fits in my hand compared to, the first Cryo. The frame lock's good, great lockup. I've used this quite a bit now in the past, I don't know, 2 weeks or so that I've had it, 2 or 3 weeks, something like that, or maybe even week. I don't really know when the hell. I think it's been about 2 weeks now. Overall, like I said, the frame lock is great. I've used it quite a bit, and I've flipped it. Oh my goodness, I couldn't tell you how many times I flipped this open just playing with it. It's one of those knives, guys, that knife guys understand that while we're sitting here watching TV or watching YouTube videos or watching a movie or whatever, you sit here and you just flip the knife out, and that's what I've been doing, and I absolutely love it. For those of you that don't know, this is a Rick Hinderer design, and it resembles a lot of that. And it doesn't resemble it as much as the, what's that called? The Thermite, I think it was, that has like the Spanto grind and stuff. But you can really tell in the handle. As far as, like I said, ergonomics is concerned, it fits my hand a whole lot better than the first one does. Man, I have gotten it I mean shaving sharp, on the Spyderco Sharp Maker. Now, as we all know about the 8CR13 MOV, it doesn't dull as quickly as, your 420s or 440s or anything like that, but it does dull fairly quickly. Now, I can tell you, using this knife, I broke down, I want to say it was like 10 or 12 boxes. Well, it was one of the first nights that I had this knife because, little side story, Grandma bought like a shelf cabinet thing to put in the 3rd bedroom, and we had a lot of stuff still in boxes, and everything that we had in boxes was just a few things here and there. So we took everything out of the boxes and put them in this cabinet, and then the boxes were just laying around. So what I did is I broke them all down while I was watching a movie with this knife, cut them all up into basically just cut it down at like everywhere there was a corner on the box, I sliced down the corner. So I mean, it wasn't that I was cross-cutting cardboard or anything like that. Like I was just cutting at the seams, but still, I broke down about 10 or 12 boxes, I would say, with this knife. And as you can see, it did wear a little bit on the coating, but not a bunch. There you go. There's a good shot of it, but not a bunch. And really, if you're looking at this knife like in person, you can't really tell at all. That I used it as far as rubbing the coating off. So the coating is pretty strong, I would say. Like I said, the only real complaint that I have is the weight. The weight's not a big fan of, or I'm not a big fan of the weight. the flipper, that's the other complaint that I have. If you're trying to, the light switch technique where you're just flipping it down, I mean, it takes quite a bit of force to push it out with the light switch effect, okay? And then the button's even worse because this is actually, it's not really sharp, but it just comes to such an acute point, well, not even really acute, it just comes to a point there that if you do the whole button effect thing, oh man, that does not feel good right there in the meat of your pointer finger at all. I've actually found the best way to open this knife is not the flipper, is the thumb stud. And the thumb stud works great, just perfect. It is spring assisted, so I mean it doesn't take much and it just flies right out of there. So the only gripes that I have is the weight and the flipper. But I'm not a flipper person in general. So I mean, if you love flippers, then this is definitely the knife for you, especially if your hands weren't really accommodated on the first Cryo. If you thought that the first Cryo was a little small for you, this is definitely the perfect knife for you. I've used it, like I said, quite a bit, and centering is perfect. I don't know why it looks like it's a little bit to the left there, but in person it's perfect. So I don't know. Let's see, what else can I say about the knife? I love it. I think it's a great knife. It feels great in the hand, and prolonged use. The pocket clip doesn't cause any hot spot at all. Actually, it kind of disappears in this portion of your hand as you're I'm squeezing this thing pretty good, and I barely feel that pocket clip in my hand. So yeah, I would definitely suggest this to anybody. It looks like they are right around $40 plus shipping. So I mean, it depends on where you get it. Amazon, I think, has it for like $43 with free shipping. So it's really up to you where you get it. But if you don't mind the 5.5 ounce weight and you love flippers, this is the best knife for you, especially at the price point. I will tell you though that the best thing that I found to flip this open with is that last knuckle there on your index finger. I kind of just grab that flipper with that knuckle and push it out that way. Or like I said, other than that, if you don't want to use the flipper at all, the thumb stud is the best way I've found to open it. So everybody, that's pretty much my review. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. Everybody, take her easy.